What happens when we reconnect with nature? When we notice and admit our craving to it, we miss the effortless breath of fresh air that soothes our creative souls. The colors that surround us, textures, sounds, all combine to reveal little miracles to us with every step along the way. Is it because we see our reflection? Or because there's a connection we can't explain? Let's see what we'll discover today. Welcome to another sketchbook date where we visit and create on location together. Joining me today is a dear friend from high school, a fellow artist and creative which you may recognize from a previous video. We go way back, and it's just really exciting to be able to create together again. Today we're visiting a local Japanese garden here in South Florida, as I had a lovely calling to be in nature with you today. A quick belly rub for good luck, and we're off to see what sparks our attention. When coming to a new location, especially one you're not familiar with, it's important to just have fun, feel out the energy at first, because sometimes the overwhelming amount of beauty around you can make you want to draw and capture everything. So after a bit of fun and exploring, and simply going with the flow, we were led to this darker path with lots of greenery. A small lizard caught us by surprise and led us to an unknown staircase. We were greeted with a sculpture that caught our eye. We noticed the little lizard sitting on the sculpture, and that's when we knew we reached our first sketching location. So my friend Zach and I have arrived to this beautiful Japanese garden. We were really sparked by this little Buddha sculpture right here, so we're gonna just post up, get set up, and do a quick sketch on here, and we're really excited. Are you excited?
Oh my god, yeah.
We haven't sketched together since high school. We were in the same art class. We were
Freshman
in art school together. We got the waterfall in the background. We got beams of sunlight, and it's gonna be a really beautiful time. So let's do it. Recently, I've been trying out some new sketchbooks, and I've been really loving this square format. So for the starting sketch, we decided to do some ink. The blank page, and when you're greeted by it, can be a bit intimidating. I want to show you how my hand dances around to see where is the best part to start, but drawing on location gets you so in tune with your surroundings that you're just forced to begin. At some point, you really have no choice but to just trust the process and be in tune with what's around you. I love challenging myself with no pencil. I find that beginning straight away with ink develops a certain amount of confidence and trust with yourself. We wanted to get as close to the subject as possible, so we decided to stand right in front, and with careful observation back and forth to our sculpture. With each mark that developed one after the other, we were well on our way to getting in the zone, especially with all the beautiful sounds of nature that surrounded us. For this sketch session, I was trying out a new pen with some red ink inside. This is just a waterproof ink in a fountain pen. And if you're curious about what Zach was using, he enjoys using the micron pens in .03, and he's doing his sketch in black. Any subject can be interpreted in so many ways, taking into account color, composition, the medium that you're using. The beauty about creativity is that the possibilities are endless. As I was drawing the sculpture, I was also really focusing on the composition and the abstract shapes that I saw around the leaves. I also thought about how I can create texture with different lines and hatches. Remember to think about your piece as a whole, even if it's a sketch, and keep in mind your placement of things. While sketching with Zach, he mentioned that he uses the side of the micron to create a little bit more delicacy. So don't be afraid to experiment with whatever tool you're using. Every sketch, every place you go is full of discoveries. As we were sketching, we exchanged stories and conversation, but we also ended up having some visitors. One of my favorite parts of urban sketching.
Very, very cool.
Yes, thank
Where are you guys from?
Wow, you're from South Africa?
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
So cool.
What? That's so
Yeah.
cool. I've always wanted to visit there. How is it there?
It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
It's nice.
Are you enjoying Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't been able to see too much. We work a lot, but
I gotcha.
Are you digital nomading or something? Or?
no, we work at a country club. So
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yeah, we're leaving for
I
North
wish we were
Carolina in
digital
like
nomading.
two-
That
two
Oh,
would
months.
be
yeah,
cool.
yeah. That's awesome.
But that's
Anyways,
really
guys,
cool.
that's
Yeah,
really
thank
cool.
you.
Thank
That's-
you. Thank you
Yeah,
so
thanks for
much.
stopping.
Enjoy your day.
Hey,
Cool tattoo.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful.
We continue to sketch and share tips with one another, and one of the greatest things we can do as artists is give each other feedback and learn.
You like it?
Yeah. I love the delicacy and like the way he did his face. Like he really captured his face.
Using the like edge to build up. So you don't get like a totally solid line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so check out our sketches we just finished.
Oh, we're gonna have to redo this. Can't find my sketch.
Show the camera. Nice. Looking good. This was a great little beginning sketch that we did, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
love the liveliness of your leaves.
Thank you. And it felt so good. Just having an artist to draw with is one of the most incredible feelings. So thank you for joining me today. Yay. So now I think we're gonna find another location to draw in because we're still craving to draw in paint. So let's see what else
Yeah, let's
sparks
do
our
some
attention.
watercolor.
Yeah, watercolor or gouache.
I just want to see you in action, so you know, I only see
Okay,
you in the videos
okay,
these
let's
days,
go.
so.
Let's go, let's go. I'm gonna grab this, let's go.
We were off to our next location, and it was a pretty hot one, so we decided to take a quick break. And while we do, a quick word from today's sponsors, Squarespace. Squarespace has been my go-to place to build my website. I'm all about versatility, as you know, and the versatility you can get for any profession, whether you're an artist, filmmaker, any creative, there is an award-winning template for you to use for whatever you need. Building my brand and business as an artist all on my own was super user-friendly and seamless with Squarespace. I'm able to provide free sketchbook prompts for you guys and upload PDFs. I can also upload scans of my sketchbooks, of my urban sketches and travel sketches so that you guys can view them online. This way, everything is all in one place. If you're curious to check it out, go to squarespace.com to start your free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/JessCarp for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you so much, Squarespace, for supporting this channel. Super grateful to work with you guys. And now that we're all hydrated, it's time to find the next spot for a little painting session. We ended up stumbling upon a beautiful path and a view right across the water. The heat was dying down and the breeze was kicking in, and the sun seemed to be peeking in and out. Luckily, we happened to find a bench, which is really convenient when you're urban sketching, and double brownie points for a nice shaded area as well. Zach was really intrigued by this path and the foliage and all the greenery he saw. He decided to focus on some more ink drawing, and this time with a brush pen. So as I watched him begin his drawing and while I was setting up all the camera equipment, it's really beautiful the sketches you can create with just the simple black and white marker. I was really craving to paint and couldn't leave without doing at least one little landscape, so I just quickly prepared my sketchbook and my gouache paint. And the first thing I always like to do is to tone my paper with a yellow. I don't always do this, but I felt like it was a good idea to do so today. The yellow provides a great base tone and all the colors will appear very bright and it can show through when you begin painting. Once I let the paper completely dry, and after doing some proper observation for the composition I wanted, I went in with a watercolor pencil to begin my sketch. We were actually really short on time as the garden was closing in about 30 minutes, so I had to move relatively quickly. I begin by laying in some shadows and overall medium tones that I see. The beginning stages are always pretty awkward. They do feel strange to this day, no matter how many hours of practice you have. But I've learned to have a constant conversation with myself, trust myself, and just remind myself to be just in tune with nature in this moment. And as soon as I bring my mind there, your heart gets calm, and that's when it's open for completely new discoveries. After starting with a big flat brush and getting in all the major shapes, I then move into my little travel brush with a smaller size. This way I can get into the details of the foliage. I left the borders white on purpose because I will be framing the actual composition with all of the green around. I find that this step really completes and finishes off the sketch, and having foliage frame the composition is a really beautiful element you can add to your sketchbooks. I made sure to keep in mind to add lights and shadows to make sure that the sun hits the foliage and it appears that way in the sketch. As an artist, sometimes you have to make little adjustments and sort of add your own little spice to the mix. Remember that you can do whatever you wish to your piece. It's open to your own interpretation, your own feelings. So as long as you're tapping into that feeling you're getting when you're painting, that feeling you're getting in the location you're in, that is the place where you leave room for the most creativity within your practice. I noticed that while I was painting, some new style and color choices were coming through. I wanted to focus on a bit more bolder shapes, thicker lines, but I guess it's all open to interpretation, right? Today, I learned that gardens and nature in general is a work of art of its own. I learned that no matter how much we try to control something, we are among Mother Nature and things will flow naturally as they are. Nature allows our mind to wander to another land, to be free, to endure another time. It allows us to truly be present and mindful of the moment. And adding a sketchbook practice in the mix just enhances it all.
So we were the last ones out. Security's kicking us out. Hi, security. Couldn't stay in paint all night, but got the most of it. It's so beautiful, actually. Zach, say hi.
The gardens are living pieces of art, a never finished piece, just like us. We're all a work of art, living, breathing, evolving, growing, and just like Mother Nature, we just happen to coexist together. So ask yourself, what new discoveries have you been exploring lately? What have you been opening your mind to? What creative adventures or endeavors make your heart sing? If you're not sure, that's okay too. Just remember that when you bring yourself back to nature, you'll receive far more than what you seek. Then you can spread your wings and open them to infinite possibilities.